What's the deal? What's the deal? What's the deal? Mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. Mic check, mic check. 1 2. What up to everybody out here who came to join me on this chat right now for Lovecraft Country, episode 2. What's the name of the episode? Whitey's. I forgot. Whitey's something, right? Episode 2. Let's pull this thing off. So we could see, so y'all could see me and everything else. 1 second, let me get all that stuff going. I'll take that off for 1 second for you. That. Jeez, I didn't mean to do that. Where is it? All right, this is the brand. What am I doing here? All right, boom. All right, what's the deal, my people? You know what it is, Don Tony Teflon. I'm back at you, another one, and this one is Lovecraft Country, episode 2. What up to everybody out here chilling with us right now? Hopefully everybody enjoy it. Whitey on the moon. That's right. I knew it was something. Whitey on the moon. I knew it was something like that. So, as always, we're here. We're gonna break this down, do the best we can to get it done. I was supposed to be joined here by the lady LMR. I don't know where she's at, so I don't know if she can make it or whatever. Maybe she'll be here later. But if not, I will be here rocking with you. Let's say what up to the people who came here to join us real quick and everything else. What up to King Corleone rocking with us? What up to My Married One rocking with us? What up to Cracking Tacos rocking with us? What up to Linda R rocking with us? What up to Bernie L rocking with us? Carla Wade is in the building rocking with us. Bernie Beef and Bernie is in the building here rocking with us. Oh, I see LMR came in and left. So I'm sure she'll be back. And then that'll be that while we go through the other people here. What up? I said Cracking Tacos, I do believe. But we'll say Cracking Taco again. What up to you? What up to Shadow Cat Bex? And people should know you should check out Shadow Cat Bex when you can, because she does the Creatives Guild with I'm drawing blanks here. 1 second, let me add LMR. Whoop. Hello there.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Oh, perfect. With John Delavento and Heidi from Costume Code. They do that, and I think that they do a great job at it. But now that LMR is here, we could put the official start to it real quick and get this thing popping. Then we'll start breaking down this thing. What is it? Now all of a sudden these things just they aren't where they need to be. Ever.
Crazy
Ever.
buttons, yeah.
I think this is it though, right there.
Nice background. I like that.
Do you like it?
I do like it. The orange, very nice. Very.
Perfect. All right, now we're here.
Yep.
We're here rocking with you. Yes, so we got the background, the show going on back there with Fernandez T, Shadow Cat Bex. I said that with everything. What? I made it WAP. Who's got the WAP? This always got the WAP out there. All right, LMR.
Yes, Tony.
How are you? I've not got a chance to speak to you in a second.
It was a busy day, a busy couple days. I'm okay. I'm good. I'm much better after the show. It was a great show. I liked it. Yeah. I'm ready to talk about it.
Perfect.
How are you?
I'm great. I'm glad you're here. Glad you could make it here. What up to Mona Carmona in the building? What up to Kiki Holistic in the building, rocking with us too here. All right. So what would how did you feel about this episode?
I like it. I like it a lot. I was kind of shocked every time. Like there were different things in it that I didn't expect, and a lot of things that I have questions on. I liked it. Well, very much sad, towards the end. Yeah, but
hopefully we could kick around these questions you have. Maybe people in the chat can help you. Maybe I could help you. I got questions too. So we have the title "Whitey's on the Moon," which So obviously we know that this thing deals with racist times and it's racist. So obviously Whitey, if people don't know, there's a race, not a straight. It's not like the N-word, but it is something that Black people call white people especially back then. I know that my stepfather was quick to say that stuff. So
Mm.
that is what it was, and it's basically just saying the jingle or song that we want to put it. It's just saying that it's basically like a class situation. Like
Mm-hmm.
we owe us as black people, we have nothing, yet Whitey is on the moon. Like you have gone all the way to the moon here,
Right.
from the planet Earth, but yet we ain't got no money to pay our bills. Yet we can't do all this, and we don't have anything. But yet you could take whatever money you got and go up on the moon. That is what that is all about. And Mona super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Mona says Tony looking fine and sexy as always, and Lamar looking as beautiful as always. Just
Thank
wanted
you,
to say
Mona.
hi. That's one. Thank you, Mona. Thank you for the super chat too. We truly, truly appreciate it. So that is what the Whitey on the moon represents, and we see that going down in this show, the class situation, over and over again. From first them being black in the class, and then him being a part, having the bloodline, and how he's able to boss around other
Mm-hmm.
people. We'll take it from the beginning. Right, we see in the beginning of this, we see them playing the Jeffersons, moving on up. Right. Who doesn't love that song? Moving on up. And we know that song was written by the woman who played in Good Times, actually, as the neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
She wrote that song and sung it, moving on up. So I like that. And listen, after from where they came from
Mm-hmm.
to what they got in, who would not think they were moving on up in life? And they seem to be. How did you like that opening scene?
Oh, I was actually kind of that's what I'm talking about, not expecting things in that episode. They were just surprising me, and I had a smile on my face. I wanted to kind of like not dance because at the end of the day, and I don't dance like that, but I wanted to kind of dance with them, like, oh, that is so cool. But I knew something was off. Like they're way too happy. There's something up with that. But I enjoyed the music. I enjoyed them having fun. But then I was waiting. Okay, where's Atticus? Right? He's
Yeah,
not one
like the
being
shoe
all
was gonna
happy like.
drop. Like you knew, like it was too good to be true, right? You
Yeah,
came from
yeah.
all this blood and guts and everything you
Mm-hmm.
survived to get here, and then all of a sudden you moving on up, and I
Yeah.
mean, she was loving it. She was putting the
Oh,
clothes on. She was
yeah.
looking, she was having a good time. Get all that blood off. You take a nice little
Yeah.
shower, make yourself feel better, But he was still calm about it. But they were definitely. Thank you
Mm-hmm.
for the super chat. Fernandez T says, "Cha-cha." Be back soon, you guys. Guys, watch it. Do damn early. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Thank
You
you,
know what I mean?
Fernandez.
Ahmad Mary says great song. It is a great song. It gets you right into
Mm-hmm.
right into it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
all right. So we go right from there, and then they get down, they're there, they're sitting around, they want to leave this mansion type place. It's like more like a manor, like a castle.
Mm-hmm.
The way the town was structured and everything else, the way they had all that stuff out there, the town and everything else. It was like they were overlooking. It seemed like a castle on top of the hill, the
Yep.
way it was back in the days, right? The way it was,
Yeah.
the town was. It looked like it. And
Mm-hmm.
they get out there, and she's loving her life, and she's ringing the bell and everything else, and getting the waiter to bring
Yeah,
her the
she needed
store.
her salt, right? I mean, come on.
Yes, and that's another, and that is black people will say it's another line that most likely if you're not black, you probably won't catch the joke. And this show is kind of made for black people. It's got a whole black cast, but her saying that white people don't know how to season their food is something that black people say all the time about white people. That's like a common thing. So that was definitely why that was put in there without a shadow of a doubt. So they do all that, and then he realizes, wait a second, that I think at this point they realize that these people, if they can't remember anything,
Mm-hmm.
you
They're too
know,
happy. Like, who goes from crazy scared to, oh, I'm gonna have more salt. How
what
can you eat, right?
yeah, like which was great that they actually brought that up, because usually in the show they will overlook that. You know what I mean? They won't say
Mm-hmm.
anything about that. You'll see people go from this to that, just like that. But the fact that they did bring that up, I really do. I mean, you played into part of into the show, but I definitely thought it was good. Latanya Thomas is in the building rocking with us, and she said it was interesting that he brought salt and pepper when she rang the bell because she didn't ask for it. Exactly, too. She did bring the salt and pepper. Just like he said, they got clothes that fit her. They knew all of a sudden that they had the salt and pepper for him and everything else and everything. So I thought that when they left there and they started walking around, they get towards town and everything else, and they're walking down there, that the people were kind of like Amish. Like I got a lot of Amish people out here where I'm at, upstate New York. I know the Amish look, and these people looked very Amish. What about you? What did you think of the town folk?
I kept wondering, why are they not even paying attention? They're like, first of all, very much busy with their stuff, and second of all, nobody was. At least I didn't notice them looking at the newcomers at them. Like normally, if it's such a small town, everybody knows everybody, and they just kind of didn't care. At least I didn't notice them looking, at the newcomers. So, yeah, but the whistle later on, we can hear the whistle thing, and still like nobody even paid attention to that.
Yeah, and and it was weird that they seemed like like, hey, these, if you ever play one of these video games with all these scary video games like Resident Evil, these look like the town people from that show. That's like they based it kind of like on, like they're just going about their business, doing like you're not even there. Like they were just walking by, and you would think, especially if it's black people, they're only black people up in this town. You think that they are going to go through and say what up to him, and probably not say what up, but look at him and say, what up to hippie car guy and Sam R09 in the building rocking with us right here. So they go out there, and then I'm trying to figure out, I'm trying to remember everything in order, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to say it the way it comes out. So they go out there, and then we get the one lady with the dogs who is acting like you would expect everybody else to act.
Yep.
She's got the racist undertones about everything that she said. How did you feel about this lady with the dog?
Oh, the way she kept referring to they get what did she call them? She said bears, but then she repeated and said black bears, and then she said something like something about them being smart or too smart, and I'm like, oh my god, like, can you be more like in his face with that? And so it was just I knew something's gonna be up with that. I mean, she didn't look obviously like anybody who would be very friendly at all. And then the way she kept reminding them to make sure not to be late for dinner, and I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna eat them. They're gonna eat them. Oh, they're gonna die.
It was similar to something to it, right? So she was very like she gave that underhanded racism, like these damn black bears. He's like, these black bears, and she had to constantly stress that word black. But he recognized, he went over there because she was blowing this whistle. And they didn't believe that all these creatures. They started thinking like, maybe he's got some war damage. And I guess you would, like, if you really had your memory wiped, and then someone just said, listen, they were creatures that was 8 feet tall, biting people's heads off. You ain't gonna believe that.
Yeah, I'll be like, just it doesn't make any sense. But they kind of maybe remembered parts of it. But then the whole clothes being dirty, right? Later on when she repeated, oh, not again, or oh, it happened again, and I'm assuming they remembered, why are they all bloody? But they didn't remember why, but they noticed that, oh, they were dirty, they were bloody. But
no doubt. Let me address right here. We got someone I've never seen the name before. So there's a new person here. Thank you for the super chat. What's the UTVARA1? I know how to say the one, so we go with that. It says I'm Eastern European and show racism seems over the top. I could understand how someone from not being in this country or growing up or knowing about that time period would think that. But if you look at the Jim Crow era, I think the racism is even worse than what they're showing on the show, in all honesty. I mean, they did a good depiction of it the first episode, but it's really worse than that. And if you ask anyone who grew up in that time, and I have a lot of family members who did, and from what they said to me, that's not the same. Because I real quick example is that my mother, she used to have to go through drills when she got bused to school, because when
Mm.
she was in North Carolina, and her drill was they had to get from the school bus and they had to go underneath the seats because they had Ku Klux Klan men come while she was going to school and bust the windows out of the bus while or the Confederate flag and all that while she was on the bus. So after that, they had to have a drill where they had to hide underneath the seats when they were
Wow.
going on the school bus, right? So that is one example of what she went through and what other people have went through back then. So I think that I can understand why you would say that, and probably from where you're at, it probably is over the top. But in America over here, it was not. It truly isn't over the top at all.
Hmm. And even the differences currently where people live here, like for example, where I live, I don't see a lot of that, but a lot of racism, I would say, at all. I guess people who are here are fortunate, whatever race you are. But then again, these days, depending on where you live, that's what can happen. I cannot speak for other states or other cities. So I can just imagine how bad it must have been back then, and all the stories that are told. And I was thinking about how actually it's portrayed on Doctor Who, for example. There was a long time ago they did portrayal of there was one episode speaking about not one episode, there were a couple episodes speaking of racism, and they really just made it kind of, they made a point, but they did not show the full, force of how it may affect people or how it was. They made it as if for children because that was on BBC and this is HBO. They're gonna show the the dirty, really really dirty, and just it was difficult to watch. The first one and the second one too. It was difficult to watch because that's actually truth. That's how it was, and not all the time. We don't see it all the time, even when other networks are trying to portray it. Like I said, BBC, they didn't show it in those Doctor Who episodes. There was more for kind of like, oh, they mention it. And here, yeah, so somebody who's from Europe, like I am from Europe, it was a shock to me to see that it actually, that it is like that.
Yeah, and as I said, I can understand why people would think that. Shadow Cat back, she made a really good comment right here, and it says also using the horror tropes to emphasize what the terror of racism was or what it was like for Black people, and she's 100% correct on that. That's what they use. It was very, very, very very bad back then, and just a terrible time. And not to saying that it's great now. It's better now, but it's not great. We still deal with some of
Mm-hmm.
these problems that they have there, especially when you see the police brutality. We still deal with things like that in this
Mm-hmm.
country, so we still got a long way to go. But I hope that, and that's one thing that I hope that doesn't make people not want to watch the show. Like say, I hope that it gets people, oh, I don't want to watch them, people saying things like that, because I understand that sometimes it's hard for people to watch things like this because they don't want to be reminded about certain things. But I hope it doesn't really I hope it really doesn't stop people from watching the show.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we are, what were we talking about before that?
Uh,
We were talking about,
about that lady at
yeah,
how
the
she
dog,
was,
thing.
yeah,
So that
yeah, yeah.
they did figure out two things. The uncle figured out, hey, this could be a prison in this place right
Mhm.
here. Seems like it's a prison, that from the way it's constructed, and this whistle seems to be what's making these creatures go away, and that's what they ran over there for to begin with. And she
Mhm.
says the same exact line that we hear in the other line before: make sure you get back before sunset. But for some reason, I don't know if they're lollygagging, but they start going back through these woods late again.
Yeah.
If it happened to me and I was out at night and I seen things in the wood, listen,
I
I
would be
would
right.
I would have ran back. I would have not have waited that
Yeah.
long. I would have
Mm,
been back. I would never even,
mm,
it would never
mm.
been close for me to be back there. It would have just been back there. So I would have
I
just
thought the same thing. I thought the same thing. I'm like, okay, we're in the woods again. Aren't you trying to pick up pace? Like, go faster. Why are you even here? It just happened last night. Why are you even, still here? Maybe, first of all, I thought they're going to take the car, but I guess not. But also, speaking of that whistle, I'm sure as you were, whoever was watching, they saw that when the whistle was blown, they could, I think they had they zoomed in on Letty's face and it got kind of like blurry, so we could already see that something is up with that. So I was just wondering if it's the same whistle, who has those whistles, and what's up with that.
It
Yeah.
seemed like the people who had it were the two ladies, right?
Yeah.
The two ladies, the dog lady had one, and then we seen the main girl with the blonde hair, the daughter of this main person. She comes because at night when they come through, here comes these creatures again. And I thought the creatures looked better this time than they did in the first episode. Like I think we got a clearer shot of them. I don't know, it just looked better to me, these creatures, than they did the first. Not that they didn't look good the first episode, but just they looked better. Like you could really see how tall they were. Like the other episode, you really couldn't, I couldn't tell how tall they were. He said they were all 8 feet tall. But when they showed them this time, I was like, yeah, these are some tall things with some arms and some legs. It's disgusting.
Gross. And I have to say, I didn't notice it until I rewatched the first one. I don't know how I missed it, but thank God for missing it. They had eyes on top of their backs. And did you notice they had like the little dots popping up over there? I have tryptophobia. Tryptophobia is the fear of those irregular and circular patterns. I cannot stand it. My brain just doesn't process that well. So when I saw that, I was so disgusted. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't look at it. Please don't make them come back. Please let it be the last episode with those vampires. I don't know. Are they vampires or whatever?
They're like slug. I don't know what they are. They're like it's like a sluggish with slug with arms.
Yeah, exactly. Not a vampire.
It's just disgusting. It's just a nasty thing because I'll just skip forward a little bit since we're talking about them. We're talking about right now. When we see this woman go out there and give birth to one of these things, right?
Or deliver that creature.
She pulls it out of the cow's buttocks. No, well, not the buttocks. I'm sorry.
Well, then she knew what she was doing. Oh my God, that was her first time too. She just went in there.
Yeah. My friend Bert, his ex-girlfriend, she's a veterinarian and she works in the hospital. I remember when she first got the job at the zoo, and I was at his house and stuff like that. She goes, I had a great day today. And I was like, well, how? She goes, I had my arm all the way up a giraffe's ass, all the way up to my shoulder blade. And I was like, that's a great day? That's a great day for you? I was like, Bert, never go to bed on your stomach around your girlfriend, all right? They never do it, all right? She's got this thing about putting your arm all the way up a giraffe's ass. I said, I don't know about you, Bert, but you may be a trouble. I wouldn't sleep next to her. No way. All right. Because I don't know what she's into. But that's the way it seemed with her. Like she seemed like she was into it. And now, and from that, you know what I mean, we could see totally that they're they're making these creatures. They're the reasons why all these creatures come out there. And she was like holding it like a baby.
Oh, to her face that covered her with it. I'm like, oh, gross. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, so we got JTS 616 says, so the monsters are mating with the cows. I don't know. I do not know if they're taking the cows downtown. The cows got the wop. The cows got the wop. Who knows? I didn't know it. But what do you think, Elabon? Do you think that maybe cows or that somehow they just in? I don't know.
I'm assuming they're
magic people just putting stuff in it.
It's just the idea of it. I'm hoping that they don't make the things do the thing, because it must be just disgusting. I mean, it would just completely. There's so much teeth. There's so many teeth over there. Like, what do they do? Like, the images of it just make me kind of grossed out. Yeah, I don't know what they do with them, but hopefully whatever happens, the cow survives it, because apparently she has a baby. monster after that, but it's just gross. It was really, really gross. And somebody mentioned here that Christina had a wrong outfit for it. Yes, that beautiful shirt that she had on, covered in all that wet stuff and things.
Yeah, now
That was
yeah,
bad.
I'm sure that the Creatives Guild. Make sure you check out the Creatives Guild. The link was in the description. We'll put it in there again. Christy, I'm sure will do it again for us. And we have one of the members in the chat with us right now, Shadowcat Bex, who specializes in like doing the scenes and breaking down the scenes and why they shoot them in certain ways. And they have Heidi, who is part of the Costumes Guild, and she's going to break down all the costumes. But I'll say, you know, she had the boots and the flowy pants. Seemed very modern to me. I've seen women wear pants like that and boots like that. You know, it didn't seem like very back in the day-ish. You know what I mean? Going down
and timeless. Stuff. Yeah, I don't know what other women wore in those times, but the clothes that she had kind of didn't look from maybe back then. They looked kind of extra modern for those times.
It definitely did. So I'm sure she goes. It was riding clothes. Yeah, she was riding something all right. No little skinny girl right there. She was definitely riding something right there. You know. All right. So you know, and so they said she was like acting like, oh, this is my first one ever. Because that other girl, she knew who was there. She's like, pull harder. Like she knew like that wasn't her first time. You know what I mean? And they specifically ran back and got her for it. The little boy said, "You said to notify me." So she was waiting for it. You know what I mean? She was waiting. We gonna give this. We got about to talk about the cobra.
Oh yeah.
We're about to talk about the cobra. So they get back up inside this place, and this is when I guess we figure out everything that's basically going on, right? We find the father who's the leader of this place, of all these people, and they pulled out I don't know what part of the body, what that was they pulled out, whether it was his liver.
A liver, it looks like his liver.
And then they wound up serving that to the people, right?
Yeah.
Like Hannibal left.
He was like, "Don't eat that." Like, no, I won't. Don't eat that.
It wasn't, he goes over there, and then you start figuring out. All right, these people, they have magical powers. It's straight up magic is going on here. These people are warlocks and witches, and it's an order, a special order that you have to get into. So to be a man, to be up in there, and everything. And they admit that they go and they put them on a spell that allows them not to remember. But she agrees to allow them to come through because he asked them, and says, "We're friends," and you go with it, and then she breaks the spell. So did you think that what up to AK-47 and Bridge 4 is up in the building too? Right. we gotta talk about the python. I don't know how much of a python it was, but hey.
Well, it was her imagination, so
it was
right.
Definitely was.
I'm sure she would not, imagine some little grass snake over there. I mean, it was in her mind, so better be a good one.
I'm sure it wasn't a garden snake that she would imagine if it's her imagination, right? Yeah. So we do that. As soon as she unlocks the thing, she just starts screaming, and then they realize they're trapped in the rooms. Force field, the same force field that was in the car, right? That's what was the car when the first episode when they were running from the people and it didn't get hit. It was definitely that going on. We got Mona is starstruck here. She says, "Wait, Bridge 4 is here." Oh yes, Mona. Bridge 4 is in the building. He's supposed to be on the show with us tonight. All right.
He doesn't check his messages, I guess.
He's supposed to be on the show. Kev, Bridge 4, but
multiple messages, man. Check your stuff.
Yeah, but all right. So they do that, and then let's talk a little bit about this. They got everyone watching them while they had these spells going on. And what do you think it was? Was it just an illusion? Definitely an illusion, right? Because the one guy, the uncles, disappeared, but the other people didn't seem like they didn't show them disappear. So what did you think about that whole part?
Um, First of all, I didn't know that it was an illusion until I saw the second part. Like until I saw was it George, and his I didn't expect it to be an illusion, but I was surprised that nobody interrupted the kiss. Normally, when they lean in towards, each other and people in general, like in movies, somebody always knocks or like, oh no, they're not gonna kiss. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess they're kissing. Like, oh, okay, I guess they're doing more stuff. And then they're zooming out on the window, and then the window has that python or snake, and I'm like, okay, I guess stuff is happening there. But the moment they zoomed in on Atticus, actually that's when I guess figure out that there's something off. We see when they kind of went around the house and then he zoomed in on him, kind of like looking at the others. I'm like, wait, no, I guess, yeah, that was a python, but that was a really quick trip down that. I don't think that would be that quick, and they would not just do it like that. So I knew that there was something off.
I thought that was a great camera shot when they did pull out the window and then came back around. I thought that was a really good shot. That was a really impressive shot the way they pulled that off. But so you had the uncle was dreaming. They put in his head. Well, we'll get to he did find the book and everything else, but they put in his head his love of his first love, not his wife, but some woman he must have met before, because he talked about sitting on the stoop and everything else. And you do that when in the city, when you're young, you chill on the stoop. So it must have been his first love that he had back when they were children. Atticus was some crazy Korean woman. Now, do you think that he killed this woman, or this is a woman that he left this woman there and by herself, and that's why she came back?
I think from the three of them, I saw it as something that they wish they had either done or would do. So like for George, he wishes maybe to see his love again, and for Letty, maybe she has some feelings for Atticus, and in that case that would leave Atticus as wanting to actually, or regretting not killing her, that woman. Maybe he left her, maybe something happened, and then bad stuff happened because he didn't kill her, because he spared her life, and then bad stuff happened after that. So maybe that was him wishing that he had done it.
So going back here, we got Joan says that's Atticus's mom that he was dancing with. So if that's Atticus's mom, because then we get the reveal, he's saying that that's his kid. So Atticus's mom, the love of his life, was first with the uncle, and that's why Uncle believes that it was his kid and everything else. That which makes sense if that is the case. What I shall know.
Do we know the name of the mom? I thought I heard a name. I'm sorry.
I said, what if it was Mona? Was it Mona?
No. Yeah, I'm wondering, because I know I looked at the cast of who was there, and I think the name was mentioned. So I wonder if we know the name of Atticus's mother. Dora. There we go. Yeah.
Shadowcat Bex has got it. Dora the Explorer. Yeah. So Dora's Tick's mom, she had the affair. So that comes up. That's the reason why they did that. And then hers, I thought it was a little weird that it was Tick, like, because it seemed like what was the reason why they showed all these things? Like there's no one else in her life. Like, to me, the way they were showing things, right, in the past and everything else, from past tense. Like, I thought it was like, when I first seen the kids, I thought it was like an ex-boyfriend. But why wouldn't that be like her mother? Or why wouldn't that be like, her brother or her sister? Because it seemed like they were doing painful stuff to people. You know what I mean? Like bringing back memories and stuff. Why didn't she get that old memory? Why was hers just a vision of Tick right off the bat?
When before that happened, I guess maybe she never opened up in front of anybody, because like for Letty, when she met, who was it her sister in the first episode, when she was asking her to stay over to at least for a couple nights, and there was a talk about, or no, she was arguing with her brother, I guess, like, you were not there when you don't know her as much as I do, or something like that. And then we see in this one where she actually maybe opened up for the first time to somebody, to anybody, what it actually was like growing up with her mom. And then it turns out that she actually hasn't even opened up to him because he wasn't there. It was just imaginary conversation. So
Yeah, Shadow Cat Beck says it's about them. It's all their demons for their past, and I don't know how he's her demon. You know, I don't know how she would like if they were doing demons from the past. I would still think that it would be something to deal with her mother came back to her or her sister, because that's what it seemed like that led up to, and everything else. So it would just be weird, you know. That was a little weird. Now the Korean lady is the woman, like we know that when in the first episode he was talking to someone on the phone, right? He called up Korea, probably this woman, and she's trying to kill him for leaving. And now the reason why he left us in the first episode, if y'all watch the first episode of this, and we're here every week, right after every episode, we'll be here breaking this down and doing all that, and having the chat help us break it down too. Because I can't, you know, I don't know everything. You know what I mean?
With that, and this is fun with people like here, because we like I have so many questions about this. And when you mentioned those demons, I think maybe part of it is the demons not only the demons that are in their past, but the demons, usually the demons that are not, you know, conquered, they follow us, they follow them. So for example, for Letty, it's maybe the demon of being abandoned, not being there for somebody, not being there for her. And because she imagined Tick saying like, I will never, what did he say, I will never abandon you, something like that. That was the line that really got to her. And for Tick, I don't like calling him Tick, I like calling him Atticus. I don't know, for some reason that sounds better to me, Atticus. So he, for his demon, maybe it's the choices, the difficult choices that need to be made, because taking somebody's life, that's a huge thing, right? Obviously. And then I just wonder for George what that is about. Maybe never resolving the whole, about if that's actually the mother, Atticus's mother, then that's something that he took to his grave, I guess.
I know. I am one who personally does have abandonment issues, without a doubt. I know I do. I've gotten out of relationships because of it, and it's I know that, and it's something I've dealt with my whole life. So I definitely know that feeling and how that would really just you know, mess you up inside, make you feel bad about the whole situation and everything else. But how did you feel about the, you know, like we realized at that particular time when they first showed them kissing and stuff, I really thought it was him in there with her. But then at that time when he was getting naked, he's pulling his shirt off, you knew it wasn't him. And then all of a sudden we get the Cobra Commander comes right out of the pants. That came out of nowhere. That I didn't.
I was expecting that. I was expecting that to happen. Yes, I was. I'm like, they're gonna do that snake. They're not gonna show what ladies want to see. They showed us a fake snake. At least it was a nice snake. I mean, bad nice snake. Like, okay,
they're not gonna show us what the ladies was. You got the booty shot tonight.
Yes, we did. Oh my gosh, that was a nice shot.
Better than Dario and all those other people on Game of Thrones.
Dario can go. Dario. Oh my gosh. Please. Anyway, let's not mention those Darios. I mean, there's no butt on that. Oh, no. No.
But you know, you got these young ladies got you. Listen, they better do something for us fellas here soon enough. I mean, we'll have to start writing in something going on there.
You almost got it when she was taking off her shirt, but obviously that was not the best time to, you know, show stuff. You know, she was trying to wash herself, blood and all that. But
I don't want to see no one, women with blood
all over them.
Think of other things and not good times. All right,
that's what I'm saying. I'm glad they didn't do that. They didn't do that because they would have ruined that shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was no need to do that. So yeah, I
Yeah.
thought the snake was hilarious when the snake came out and everything else. But I will say like this: this show. Now, when you watch the first
Mhm.
episode, it seemed like it was going a certain way. I think
Mhm.
it has tilted up a little bit more into this supernatural realm.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that, and I think it's good. What do you think? What do you like that the way they're doing it?
I do like it a lot. If it was just I would say like historical, because the showing racism around those times, that I mean it would be, because it is difficult to watch. I'm still watching it for that. That's one of the reasons why I am watching it. But it is difficult to watch it. And I don't think the supernatural takes away from anything else in that. I don't think just because there's a supernatural component into this, I don't, for me at least, it doesn't take away from the messages that are shown there. The messages are strong, they're not diluted. It's just that there's also a different part of it. It is serious enough, but then there is that component of, it's not just a documentary based on the stuff that happened to, or how it happened, but it's also the supernatural that will pull you in. Like, so different components of that are the things that are making me want to watch it.
Yeah, a lot of times people can say that that takes them out of the show itself, and it didn't take
Not
me
for
out
me.
of the show. Maybe because I'm a fantasy fan and I'm used to watching stuff with dragons in it and things like that, so it doesn't really take me out of it. You know what I mean? Maybe some people say, "Oh, I thought I was getting something else," but I mean, I think that you should have known from the woods scene when I'm getting with these creatures that
Mm-hmm.
it was going to turn into something like this. You know what I mean? But they took down the house is gone just like that. It was very fast. I thought that the whole house thing would take a couple episodes to
Mm-hmm.
resolve. It seemed like they
Yeah.
resolved the
Yeah.
house thing in one episode.
Well, yeah. I thought it was gonna, in the preview. I thought it's gonna be like one of his dreams, because he did have that robe when he ran out. So I thought in the preview too, obviously, and I thought, okay, maybe that's gonna be his dream, like he imagined it, or something's gonna happen where he dreams it, not just imagines it, or is under influence of something that he drank or he ate. But apparently, no. That I keep wondering what happened to all of them inside. Like, is it like, because in the next one it seems that this is done, and that they're going to move on to episode 3, and I didn't see any other people there from the first one, or from the one that was today.
I
So I
didn't
keep,
see
yeah.
the preview.
Oh, okay.
I
So
didn't see. That's fine. You can say it. I'm going to
okay,
watch it there, but I didn't
okay.
see it.
Sorry if I missed something for
No,
you.
no, no, no. I
Okay.
didn't see
So
it.
I didn't see anybody there that was from this one. I didn't see Christine or Christina and William, or what's his name. By the way, he looked so different. The guy who played she thought, Letty thought he's the butler. He's the one from Vikings, and what a change! Like, that man can clean. He cleans up nicely. Although I was missing his beard and all the braid that he had. But I keep wondering what happened to the rest of them. I mean, we know what happened to the other people who were there towards the end of the episode, but I don't know what happened to the other ones. I wonder if they're gonna just leave it unresolved. That would tick me off a little bit.
And, I don't know. I know that he said that the uncle said this that there were other places, right? This was just one
Yeah.
place. Are they going to have to travel to each different location and shut it down? Is that what's going to go on from here? But
Mm.
go before we
Yeah.
start talking about other speculations.
Yeah.
What's going to go on? We still talk about the things that happened. This episode was not
Mhm.
done yet. Still, people see. He says the first house burnt down when they tried to spell in the past.
Mhm.
They tried to do this before. All right, so this spell this guy wants to perform,
Mhm.
I think it was taking his essence out, and he was
Yep.
trying to return to the time of Eve, right? Adam and Eve. He wanted to
To
go back,
open the gates to that.
open
I
the
think he
gate
went to
so he can
gates
go
to
back to
that
this time because he thought that
time.
if he went back there, he would live forever. Correct?
The way I understood it, I think he wanted to open the gates to it to give him that. So, but I just watched it once, and I was just like, oh, too much info at once. So I'm not sure. That's the way I took it. So the gate there, that the the plants kind of coming into the or outside of that gate that was opening. So yeah, actually that's a good question. I don't know if he wanted to go in there or if he wanted to open the gate so that it's going to happen. He's going to have it while living on Earth, but have that power, I guess, of
To live
w-
forever.
w- forever. Yeah,
That's all
immortality.
about it. Because that's what that's because
Yeah.
I guess you're supposed to have been able to live forever.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they say in church and everything. You're supposed to have to be able to live forever, but because of man's sins and everything, that's the
Mm-hmm.
reason why. So this is
Yeah.
pre-Apple and everything else, right? He was trying to get all that back in there, live
Yeah.
forever. And then we see this woman, slave woman. So I have to assume that that's his great
Mm-hmm.
grandmother or something,
Yep.
right? That guides him, like so,
Yep.
because he's the one who truly had the. And that's what I was thinking. Like when you see like the vines growing on his hands, like
Mm-hmm.
he's the one with the power here. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
He's the one with the bloodline. He has the
Yeah.
power and everything else. So I figured like, how is this guy going to be able to, overcome him or do anything? And
Yeah.
he just puts out this scream. And first I was thinking like the Bible, like is he turned him to a pillar of salt? But it seems like he turned them all into statues.
Yes.
Like he petrified them,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then they broke after that, and he wiped out everyone. Now I didn't see the daughter get wiped out. Did the daughter get
Mm-hmm.
wiped out, or did she survive?
I
I
didn't
didn't
see
see it.
that. I didn't see that. I just saw the people, men, surrounding, because they were in those robes. They were standing somewhere there in that room, and then he was there. Um, I'm sorry. Is there an echo? I'm just
No,
wondering because I can hear an echo.
can you
Just,
really?
just checking. Yeah. Um, It just started now. Sorry.
Really?
So you
No,
can't hear me twice, right?
no.
Okay. Okay. So I'll just turn this down a little bit. So yeah, I don't think she was there. I'm pretty sure they would show her, right? I mean, why waste such a great scene? I mean, for everybody. If it's everybody, then everybody. It should be shown, whoever was the main person there. So that's why I have a question. Where is she? What happened to the her boy who was a friend sometimes, the way she described him?
I don't. Did he got it too? All right.
I'm sorry? William? You mean the her friend?
Yes. He,
I didn't see him being petrified though.
you didn't
I
see
mean,
him get
I did not see
no, I
his
don't
face.
think I've seen him being petrified too. It was all the guys who were there on lookout.
Yes.
The main guy who's performed the ceremony,
Mm-hmm.
and no, I don't know. I don't think I've
Yeah.
seen him there either, and
Mm-hmm.
everything else. But
Yeah.
before that, we should have probably brought this up before. They tried
Mm-hmm.
to escape in the car, and then
Oh yeah.
they get hit with another force field, and then we see the shots.
Oh.
Go
Mm-hmm.
two shots,
Yeah.
one to Letty, and then one to the uncle. Now, listen, I'm thinking to myself like they can't kill off Letty this quick. That's what I was thinking. In the
Yeah.
beginning, like they can't kill her
Yeah.
off. But it was very, and I'm figuring, hey, people got magic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Magic and
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. But when they did kill off and what it apparently seems like they killed off the uncle, his father, who's playing his uncle. That was
Mm-hmm.
very sad. And I thought that the actor, he did it twice, right? He had to pull that
Mm-hmm.
scene off twice. He had to do it once with Letty, and then he had to
Mm-hmm.
do it again with his uncle. And I thought that he did a great job on both times displaying grief
Mm-hmm.
on the show. It's hard to do because a lot of time when people do grief on screen, it looks funny, like it's not
Mm-hmm.
convincing. And I thought that the way they did it, like the first time he was really, really emotional with Letty, but then when she knew what it was about his uncle, just with a tear coming down his eye and walking over there, I thought that the way they didn't have him go through the whole emotional thing like he did with Letty, like it was more
Mm-hmm.
internal this time.
Yeah. Yeah. So well done. And the way her die, and Kev is crying there a little bit after seeing that. Uh, the way normally, from what I see in the movies, there's a different, like, she was completely, and what I wanted him to do, what I wanted Atticus to do, like, to kind of hold her, to kind of pick her up a little bit, because
Mm.
to me she looked obviously very uncomfortable. I mean, she was dead, but uncomfortable as in you. My thought process is like, whenever I see in movies somebody dying, they want to um lift them, hold them, make them move or something. I was just wondering, like, how frozen he was at that moment, the idea of death. But again, he's a soldier, he's a veteran, so seeing death, I wonder how that affected him, realizing that yes, she is dead, there's no need to move her, there's no need to do anything with her because she's gone right now. She's
She was
already
dead
gone.
at that time, right?
She was dead.
Died,
She was dead. She died.
and then they brought her back to life.
Yes, they did.
So he
Mhm.
has the same magic that they have, right? I mean, he has. So you think that's a possibility that he could bring his uncle back to life?
Um, I, hmm. I wonder what I wonder what powers he has, because he was not the one who brought her back. It was the whoever that Christina's father. He said he called himself Adam, I guess. He
Mm-hmm.
brought her back, right? He
Yeah.
brought Letty back. So I wonder if what's her name, Christina is still alive somewhere. If she has that power. Um, and you bring a great point. Like, what powers are within Atticus? Is it just his blood, just because he was born from that line? I wonder. And how do they relate? Who are they? I mean, do you remember who they are? Meaning, like, Christina and Adam. Who are they related? They are all related, right?
Yes, it's all related, I believe, because they called him the son of sons, right?
Mm.
So he
And
was,
she's a daughter.
and she couldn't get the power
Yeah.
because she was a daughter, and he was just born a male, and he said not even a white male, and I still got all this, and she always wanted it. So we see what displays on him, right? He
Mm-hmm.
has to have some type of power here. You know, he gets the cult ring, could be a magic ring. Will still see about that.
Mm-hmm.
And she always wanted that, you know. So I
Yeah.
would think that he may not know how to do it now, but it's a good possibility that he could have this skill, that he could learn the skill to
Mm-hmm.
bring his uncle back. So hopefully, I mean, I'm gonna that's what I'm going to say. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
hope that I don't want him to be there because I like him as an actor.
Yeah, I don't want
And
to
to
be.
think that he was the one who knew everything. He was
Yeah.
the smart one. He was the one who figured
Yeah.
this stuff out. So who's going to be the person that figure this stuff out if he's not there?
Yeah. And then the again, do you care about the preview? Like, do you want to not watch it, or are you
I'm
okay
going
with
to
it?
watch it anyway. So yes, you could talk about
Yeah,
it.
so like it's mentioned here. Who mentioned it here that I didn't see? Let's see who said it. Well, I missed the comment here, but yeah, we don't see him in the preview for the next one. We see Letty and we see George's wife. I think that's his wife, but we don't see George anymore. But there's something they mentioned something about him, and so to me, like, first of all, way too soon. I got too much attached to this character already. Like, I don't want him gone. He was there. It's gonna be, if they take him out, that's I'm not gonna be happy about that. It's gonna be missing him. If they keep him off for a couple episodes, maybe for one episode, fine. I guess I can live with that. But I want him back. He
Yeah,
was good in
he
it. I brought something to the three
did.
of them.
I don't know. I mean, listen, we got the father who's not really the father there. Omar's coming. Omar's coming. I don't think he could serve the same role as like the historian who
Mm-hmm.
knew all things, and that's what the role I think he found. I like the way he served that role, you know, and the map maker and everything else, and all that. So I think he's gonna come back because I just think that he's got the fact that
Mm-hmm.
she was dead. I could see if she
Mm-hmm.
was shot and then they healed her and she didn't die yet, but she was dead in
Mm-hmm.
that car
Oh yeah, she
and
was
they
dead.
brought her
Dead.
back to life. So I think that she could get back.
Mm-hmm.
He could come back. Courtney
Yeah.
B. Bad.
Yeah. I wonder how they're gonna. I mean, maybe there in this next one. Maybe there's gonna be a need for the father son interaction without the uncle and stuff. And I don't know. I wondered why he was the one who was shot because Atticus was asked who he wants to save, right, or who he
Mhm.
wants to for him to survive, for whoever is gonna survive, and he looked at his uncle, and that's the uncle got shot at that moment. So I was wondering if they're gonna go, okay, so if you say you want to save the uncle, well then I'm gonna kill the uncle because you said you want the uncle to survive. You know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think it was kind of for people who it was kind of a blood and cheese situation for people who and people probably don't watch House of the Dragon and read the book and everything, but
Mhm.
it's a situation that happened. I'm not going to spoil it, but it was a situation with blood and cheese is basically like
Mhm.
the same exact situation there. Kathy Mayer says, big fan of The Wire. Hey, The Wire is a great show of all time. Who could not be a fan of that show, But I'm not going to ruin the blood and cheese stuff. But if you watch that, but it was a blood and cheese situation. I went on with that right there. Yeah, so I what would you rank this episode if you had to give it a ranking? Scale of 1 to
Um,
10, 10 being the best, 1 being caca.
um, for just because there were things there, a lot of things that I did not expect. There was a lot of stuff. I'm gonna give it an 8.5. Not completely higher than that because I'm just missing a couple things there. So I would say 8.5 compared to the first episode, which I would give a 10 on for the first one.
I gave 10 to the first episode. I don't think and when I said it when it first came out. I said it was it's a lot to live up to, right? Well, when they did this episode and stuff, after they gave it, they had such a great opening episode. Hard to live up to it going forward. So I'm going to give it a 9. I don't think it was as good as the first opening episode, but I think it was as good in its own way. But I think that the
Oh
opening episode was just so good that it's hard for me to go back to 10.
yeah.
So I'm gonna give it a solid 9, and for everything that's going and stuff. It
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
it answered. It gave you some answers. It
Mhm.
left you with a lot of questions, and that's where I like to be. I like to be in that situation when watch. I don't want to know everything. I
Mhm.
want something to intrigue me to have to want to watch it going forward. And I think they did a really good job doing it that way.
Yeah. No, good stuff and questions. That's what is intriguing me. And somebody here, a couple people mentioned that the ring was left on his hand, and actually, that's what I remember too. I thought that the ring, something happened to the ring. Did it kind of like evaporate, not evaporate, but disintegrate into nothingness, into this black powder, kind of like dust? And then when he was reaching towards his uncle, we can see the ring back on him. So I'm thinking, I just don't want it to be like he's gonna wake up and it's all a dream because like in the first episode we can hear him on a bus saying something.
Don't
Um,
give me that shit.
if,
Don't give me that shit.
can you if that happens, like if at any point, I'm sorry, if at any point he wakes up from something and it's a dream, I'm gonna riot. Like that, I don't want that to happen. It was already when they did the whole for them, all three of them imagining or hallucinating the stuff, that was done okay. I liked it, it was fine. But don't give me the whole thing where at some point he wakes up and, oh wow, yeah, that was a dream, or part of it was a dream. Like, no, don't take away from the death part. When uncle dies, if he has to be brought back to life, make him be brought back to life. Don't make it, it was a dream. He's fine. Nobody had any experiences. Nobody lived through anything. They didn't learn anything because it was just in his head. Yeah, that would be difficult to handle.
Yeah, it would be very difficult to handle if he did anything like that. And I would say, listen, we
Mhm.
got 60 something people here this week. Last week when I did this, I think I only had like 20, right? So we're
Well,
picking up steam here. We're picking up
nice.
steam with people, and I'll let's say, make sure you thumbs up the video. I mean, I can't see it, but when I'm seeing it says like 4. I would think it's more than
I
4.
think it just kind of lags with that.
Right, but I think it's more than 4. But, make sure you thumbs up the video so that hopefully next week we're gonna be back. We'll get more people in here,
Hmm.
and we can all keep discussing this. Great,
Nice.
I think it's a great show.
Oh, I love it.
I think it's a great show. It is. What is Linda Toka's talking about? I don't want to know what that is. What
Let's
y'all,
see.
whatever y'all talking about. Here, you and Linda, y'all have that conversation in private, right? This is a public dance, people.
Oh my gosh. Talking about the what size is what?
I don't know what to talk about. Maybe, I don't know what to talk about. We gotta leave that alone. We're gonna leave all that stuff.
Shoe size. Okay. Alrighty.
I'm an 11 myself in shoes, so there it is.
Oh.
But all right, so going on from there, I think it was a really good episode. I'm really enjoying the show. I'm really truly, it's living up to the expectations that I had forth for it. I really had high expectations for the show, and so far in 2 episodes, it has lived up to the hype of the what I thought
Nice.
was happening and stuff. So I didn't see the preview. So what did you think about what's going to happen? What's your predictions for next episode?
I only watched it really quickly. Quickly. I didn't go back to watch it, but it looked like it's going to be a lot of things. Again, like in this one, somebody here mentioned in the chat saying that a lot of things happen, like a lot, and it was a lot of things. I still have some questions. Obviously, why would we have the creature being delivered? She can't be dead. Like Christina can't be dead. Why would we see her delivering that creature? Why would we see her or hear her mention who William was? Is a friend who's a guy, who's a boy or guy, however she called him. So I didn't see that part in the preview, so I'm wondering if it's gonna show up later on. It's just exciting I'm very excited to see the next one, and um, more characters are there, different characters, or going back. I think I saw George's wife there as well, and there was rioting, so I'm sure there's going to be stuff about racial issues too. So all the stuff that I want to watch and experience there in the series, I think it's going to be also in the next episode.
Yeah,
Supernatural and stuff from history.
Yeah, they're gonna have to do something. I mean, they showed her birthing these things for a reason, right? And as excited as she was, because listen, that thing had some big ass teeth on it. That little,
Yeah.
And she had it right next to her face.
Yes.
Like I wouldn't have anything with teeth like that next to my face, no matter what. She had it right there, like she had no fear of that right next to her face, which is a little bit nutty to me. But that's got to come into play. The whistle's got to come into play. Now, when they would smack that woman in the head with that stick, I would have took the whistle right off of her neck. When Letty went to the dog lady and put it right in her face, I would have grabbed her whistle and took that whistle with me. All right, so the whistle's gonna have to come into play. Why she burst that is going to have to come into play. And that's gonna maybe I don't know if they can get control of these creatures somehow, because it seemed like they're protecting them from anyone who would come around these towns. They put that spell on them to make them forget that they were even there.
Yeah.
So it seems
that made me wonder. Because normally in the other episode, in the first episode, when they mentioned, people go missing, and I'm thinking, people go missing, so those creatures, I'm sure people saw them, maybe somebody survived. Why is nobody talking about them? And now we know that it was the whistle, right? It was the whistle that did all that. So she has to come back. I mean, why would they? I hope they're not going to waste what do you call it, exposition for nothing. Why would they mention her? Why would they mention who the guy was? Why would they do the baby? Not baby, this the slug baby. And one thing I was missing from this episode, and maybe that was my misunderstanding, I thought that there's going to be more monsters, different monsters. So again, that may be just something I remember from Doctor Who, where each episode kind of introduced maybe possibility of a new monster. So I guess I was looking for something different, or maybe not that they're battling it, but that there is mention of a different monster, that something else is out there, exists. They don't have to have a interaction with it, but the idea that it may be there somewhere.
Yeah, I think that we're going to see a lot more monsters when it's all said and done. I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. I think they're doing this monster plot with this, but I think these monsters are going to come back. I mean, we did see Cthulhu in the first episode. You know what I mean? So I think we're going to have a bunch more monsters in there. I just think that I think they're giving you a lot, but trying not to give you too much. You know what I mean? And that's it. As Bridgeforth says, it's just the tip. I've used that line on many a women. Many a woman I have used that line. Let me just use the tip. I've done that myself. I have to admit I did use that. And it had, when I was young, it worked every time. Women fall for that stuff all the time. I don't know why y'all do. Y'all know what's going on. Y'all just go with it. Okay, just the tip. Just you know what's going on with that.
Oh my gosh.
But it's just something that y'all could just say, like, oh, just to get at him. But
that's interesting. That's, I think, a whole different conversation. But why would somebody want just the tip? I'm sorry. What's wrong with them? I don't know. Maybe I missed.
It's just something that you just, when someone's not sure what they want to do, and you try to convince them to do something, you say, "Hey, I'm just gonna put the tip in, and I'm gonna stop right there, okay?" And then the girl usually says, "Okay, that's fine." That's
ridiculous.
And when you have a child, it's childish stuff that happens. It was children. As a child that had to go through that.
It's right. Funny.
Jonathan Harris says, let's say the next episode looks like Haunted House. What's that? Ouija board? Yeah. Ouija boards, possessions, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I gotta watch it. I don't know, bro. I have to take a look at that, but we'll see. Ouija boards and everything. I used Ouija boards when I was little. I think everyone uses it goes with that, right?
I've never tried it.
Every man has said that line before. It's the truth, Ed. You know that. Ed knows it works every time now. But we all had to use that line. We all had to use it.
Oh my, that's funny. That is funny. So many things come to my head right now when I hear that. Oh my God.
I love Ouija boards.
Oh wow, Linda, I did not know that about you, Linda.
Linda, if we ever get together with a con, I expect you to have your Ouija board with.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
scary stuff. Scary.
Help you bring that board with. Oh, I think everyone's used a Ouija board there with children at least once. I did it. It's he had to do all that. Someone's moved that thing. No one knows who it is, but someone.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
Alicia, nope, never use one of them demon boards.
The demon board.
Demon boards.
Oh my God.
AK, she says my culture knows better. Yeah, I know what you mean, AK. That's what I'm saying. If Linda has that, I think I'm gonna just go to the bar and let y'all take care of that.
Linda's got a chain with a Ouija board on it. So
Oh wow. So many new things I'm finding out about Linda tonight. I gotta talk to her. I haven't talked to her today.
Yeah, Jess Britvec. Is that how you say it? Britvec?
I'm not sure.
Britvec. I used a Ouija board as a kid. Too scared now. I know too many Cubans. Is she in Florida? How'd she know all these Cubans? A lot of Cuban population. She's from Florida. You know those Cubans. I know a few Cubans myself. Sam R9, LOL, nope, not me. My nana would have killed me.
See, for me, it's not who would say nobody can. I mean, their opinion doesn't matter. It's my opinion. I would be too scared to do that. Too many creepy things happening around me. I'll be like, nope, I'm a magnet for that stuff. No, thank you. Not enough. Yeah, no. Me and AK are gonna be at the bar.
I'm always at the bar. I'm at the bar even when I'm not at the bar. I'm at the bar. All right, people, we are going to wrap this up because it's now 11:30 and stuff, and we do an hour and a half on this show and stuff every week. So thank everyone for coming. We'll see you next week with another post game. We're going to try to do the pregame and the hour before leading up to it. We're going to try to get to that. But even if we can't, we definitely will be here when it goes off the air and everything else. So, Elamar, thank you for rocking with me. It's always truly
my pleasure. Always a great time.
Perfect. And if you like the way I do this, and I'll have another video of a Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire video will be up tomorrow, as always, Monday at 2 o'clock. So thank you all for joining us. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you tell your friends so we can keep this Lovecraft Country thing going on about it. And if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this. Please spread this across the realm. And please subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace.
And stay sexy.